This is Grapplers Talk.
Welcome, fans of Grapplers Talk. This is another awesome episode. We got two wonderful gentlemen in the studio with us today. We have none other than Alika Foster and the man that has a match coming up on September 14th, going for the gold, Mr. Will Alexander. What is up, my friend?
Not much, just getting ready to fucking fight this dude, Carlos.
Yeah.
Fake pitbull.
What's up, everybody?
Yeah. It's awesome to have you guys on. Thank you for taking the time out of your guys' busy schedule to be here. And we had one hell of a day so far.
Yeah,
It's been a little crazy. I'm sure you guys had fun at BBB.
Yeah, it was a good morning.
And I'm running off 1 hour
Good morning.
sleep.
Also, really quick before we start, happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday. So I wanted to have you on to not only talk about your match, but dude, you're like one of my favorite competitors on the local scene.
I appreciate that.
Like, dude, your last match was incredible.
Yeah, that was fucking crazy.
I don't know how many people caught that you put that guy to sleep, but
Honestly,
Man,
I was pretty. At first, I was like, I don't think like people realized it. And then I was at fucking JJ Real League, and this random dude, shout out Cal if you're fucking listening, coolest fucking dude. I just met him at JJ Real League, and he comes up to me, and he's like one of those guys. He's like comes up to me like hella like just sly, and he's like, "Hey, you're that fool that put that motherfucker to sleep?" I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Fuck yeah." So I got to talking about it, and then like there was some white belts around us, and then fucking they were like, "You put someone to sleep in a tournament?" And I was like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh my god!" So I feel a little famous.
dude, he was a tough competitor. He was pretty tough.
No, I think going into that because he fought our one of our training partners, Javier Tinoco. He fought him before and sort of kind of gave him a good match before Javi ended up tapping him.
Yeah.
But no, he has experience. He's just a super fight guy. So I sort of kind of figured he'd be pretty game and stuff like that. So that's why I was excited for that match. And we both got promoted, I think, like within like 2-3 weeks of each other. So I was like, this is a perfect matchup. But like going in it was just like, fuck, like this dude might be tough. And like I knew he's the type of dude where he doesn't tap either. Like, you know what I mean? Like just watching stuff on him and things like that, like all like the broadcaster and everything, like this dude doesn't tap. So
it was very clear.
So I was like, I knew I would have to choke him, because they were even saying like he doesn't tap the leg locks or arm bars or nothing like that. So and I tried to go for an arm bar like an idiot, and I told myself not to, but that was fucking stupid.
So I have a question because I was paying attention to that match. You got on the mats. And then you told the ref to hang on for a second, and then you went over and talked to Mr. Alika over here.
No. So what happened was, the dude who was coaching my guy was his fucking. So the guy on the broadcaster table who was doing the clock, that was his coach.
Oh shit!
So they fucked up because they didn't realize like the clock guy's fucking gone now.
Yeah.
So what's crazy is we had some drinks, and I told Alika before the match, I was like, I think I'm about to blitz this fool, and then he was like, nah, just wait. And I was like, all right. But then fucking they had to fix that. But I went over to him because, like, you got to play the game within the game. You got to get all the info you need. And then he's just like, just grab a grip and go. I was like, all right. Grab a grip and just pull. And then fucking, that's what we did.
So that was a game plan thing, right?
yeah. So I kind of treat all my athletes a bit different. Everyone has a different game plan or style of play. Will, me and him, we kind of strategized throughout the course of the couple weeks leading up to the fight. So we have a good and clear idea of what we're going for. And then, with his experience in football, right, I like it when he sees stuff. So he'll call an audible here or there. I was like, all right, let's switch the game plan up then. Right. And then we'll make quick switches like that. Another guy fighting on the card, Kirk. Yeah. Right, he's fighting Matthias. Yeah. For the...
that's going to be a good one, dude.
For the baddest blue.
Yeah.
Brother, he's about to beat the shit out of him.
That's going to be a good match,
he's about
dude.
to beat the fuck
But
out of him.
speaking of Kirk, Kirk's completely different.
Yeah.
It's like he doesn't like to strategize or game plan. We kind of just wing it, and he feels for it, you know?
Yeah.
And depending on what the other guy's strength is, he wants to play directly into that.
Yeah.
So I kind of just let everybody do what they want to do.
I noticed when you were coaching Alika, you like had a specific, like he wanted to do a couple things and you were like, no, hang on, wait, and it was like, you had a specific idea in mind. Where did that come from? Like, were you scouting him or just kind of watching his game and how he was reacting to things?
No, it's more just calming him down in certain situations.
Yeah.
Right. I think as a coach, I'm not really trying to tell him what to do, just more so let him know, hey, either slow it down or pick it up. You're in danger here.
Right.
This is open.
Right.
Right. So I'm just giving him more options to look at, if anything.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much what I do with everybody. You know, like, of course, if I'm just starting out with someone or they're just starting to compete, I'll try to take more control of the reins a bit. But I like them to figure it out in the battlefield on their own. You know,
Right.
I don't feel like I should be pressing the buttons necessarily.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy with the scope.
Yeah.
It definitely used to be like that though. Like when I first switched over, when we were shitty, like we were all really bad when we first came over. Fucking we went over close guard arm bars for 3 months. That's how bad we were. Like,
wow.
and that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all we did for 3 months. But when we first fucking started competing, fucking literally like he'll just say something and we'll just do it, like all of us, like, because we were really bad, like.
Yeah.
But shout out to him, he's a great coach. So just
Right.
listening to him and like just having his like mind almost like in you in a way, like
Yeah.
you know, right there
Yeah.
in your corner.
Pause.
Like pause.
You gotta have a good relationship with your coach. Like they
Yeah.
gotta understand who you are as an athlete
Yeah.
and a competitor, but
Yeah.
they also have to know when to like back off of things
No,
too.
definitely, yeah. And like now it's sort of kind of, it's pretty cool, like seeing the growth, like from myself, like when I compete and he's more like lets me do my thing and stuff like that, versus like before when he was just like, hey, motherfucker, like do this. Like literally used to be like, put your right leg here, put your knee down, like shit like that. Like literally one match fucking he taught me how to break, because I didn't know how to break a grip.
Okay.
So
You're in mid match learning how to break the
mid-match,
grips.
and he's like, circle, calm down, circle
Yeah.
your fucking hand to
Yeah,
the outside.
the match is going. We've been training for a while, so I'm assuming already you're a blue belt. Just like how I assumed he knew how to do a closed guard armbar.
Right.
He wasn't exaggerating. Like 2-3 months, I had him and this other blue belt that I have, DJ, just closed guard arm bars, offense and defense.
Yeah.
2-3 months.
Yeah.
Go into our first competition. I think it was Jiu-Jitsu World League.
Yeah.
Right? And he gets caught in closed guard, and he's trying to break grips, and he's just like just yanking and chopping. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
I had no fucking clue what I was doing.
And he's like looking at me, and I was like, okay,
I'm
this is
definitely-
what I have to do. But cool thing about Will is like I could go step by step during the match live.
Yeah,
and
if
he'll
you have
listen.
to. Yeah.
You know, he has good reaction times. Whereas some people that have a lag, or they have to like look at you to listen.
Oh, that's the fucking
Is that just because you're like sports history? Like we were
Yeah.
talking before the show, and I didn't know how many sports you had played.
Yeah,
and
I played
baseball, football.
I played like pretty much anything you think about. Like at least tried it at one point. You know what I mean? I definitely think that part where like I can be coached while playing definitely comes from football, just because like I'm a control freak. Like, you know, they call it being a diva or narcissism, but
That's true.
but fucking
He's the diva of the group. That's for damn sure.
yeah, a little bit, but fucking. So like when I played football, I was very much a control freak. Even like in high school and stuff like that. Like I was the guy who would be like, "Why are we running this play?"
Yeah.
Like I would question my coaches all the time. Like no problem at all. You know what I mean? And then like just being able to be like a coach on a field in a weird way, like
Yeah.
where I understood shit and understood concepts and things like that. It definitely translates when I get coached, because like there's times where like I can pull up football clips and I'll be like, all right, like I made this play, but literally I could hear my coach and I'll just react to it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I feel like if somebody's telling you what the fuck to do, like you just do it. Like,
Yeah.
you know? And I feel like that's just attests to like the athleticism. Just shout out to my parents for putting me in almost fucking everything. So it's like, so like that definitely helps. But like being able to just like hear somebody say something and you just do it, like it's not that hard for me. And I'm also like the type where it's like I could watch something like 1 or 2 times and then I could just do it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how, I don't know why, but like
Everyone's
that's
a
what my
different.
brain is. Yeah.
That's the way you learn. So
Yeah.
some people learn visually, or
Yeah.
you know, there's all kinds of different ways for it.
No, for sure. And that's why I really like jiu-jitsu, because it's like you could just watch a bunch of shit and then you could just like do it after. You know
Download
what I
it,
mean?
right?
Yeah, and just keep trying and trying and trying, and eventually it's gonna work. Like that's my mindset. Like, you know, I'm not too big like when it comes to like watching specific moves, but like if I see something in a match, like for example, like fucking SCJI, what is it, Hulk Barbosa? That did the fucking
Lucas
fucking knee
Barbosa.
crusher or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like I seen him do it and then I hit it like the next day just because I seen it. And
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? So yeah, just seeing shit, hearing shit, like it's easy just to react for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, obviously you're very, very athletic, but you do things to help improve that. We were talking quite a bit before the show about your CrossFit.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about that and how that helps you with your jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, so CrossFit, is still pretty new to me, but most of the like every single movement that's in CrossFit, I've done before. Like I've done like gymnastics stuff before. I've done cleans because I played football. I've lifted, powerlifted before. Big powerlifting guy. I've done pretty much like everything in CrossFit, but once I started doing it, like the immediate like benefits that you get from it, like for jiu-jitsu, me personally, like I know a lot of strength coaches are gonna fucking disagree with me on this, but I think CrossFit's like the best thing for jiu-jitsu. Like truly, if you know your body and you understand like fucking like what days you need rest, what days you don't, and you just consistently doing something like CrossFit or Metcons just in general, like it benefits it because like you're just going high heart rate, pushing weight, doing shit like, you know what I mean, over and over and over again, like, you know what I mean, versus just going to the gym to get a good lift in, which is cool, like it helps, but how many fucking big dudes do we know like that fucking are ass? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a dude today that was buff as shit at fucking BB this morning. I was fucking throwing him around. Like, and he's definitely way bigger than me, way stronger than me. You know what I mean? Probably fucking benches of 500 fucking pounds, but I beat the shit out of him like he's a baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like CrossFit gets you that like wiry strength, that man strength that you sort of kind of need. Like, you know what I mean? That translates for grappling, if that makes sense.
Right. So let's back up a little bit. Let's talk about how you got into jiu-jitsu. Who recruited you? Where'd you go? Talk to me about the beginning, because it's hard to find sometimes, or you know, you don't really think about like, man, who really got me into this?
So shout out Joe Rogan, like literally fucking Joe Rogan. But I was a big like I would always watch fights and stuff growing up. Like boxing is probably like my favorite sport to watch. I love boxing. Like, so naturally watching boxing, and then like Floyd retired. Yeah, I was like, shit. Well, it was that, you know, remember boxing? It was that weird time period where it's like nobody was like top dog. Like Terrence Crawford wasn't around yet. Canelo was like the guy. He was pretty much the guy, but it was before Tyson Fury, before Deontay Wilder. Anthony Joshua was trying to make his run and stuff. Right. So there was really nobody really to fucking watch. And then I got really heavy into the UFC and stuff. Yeah. And I always had the 2009 UFC game, the one that Brock Lesnar was on. Oh, brother. I used to think Edson Barbosa was the greatest thing on earth until it could be beat the shit out of him. But fucking so then I started watching the UFC, and then like when I really started like watching it, Kamaru Usman made that run and he beat the shit out of Tyson Woodley. Yeah. And I was like, fuck, grappling's the shit. And then I think at the same time, fucking Joe Rogan had fucking Jocko on his podcast, and Jocko was like, this shit's a superpower. Yeah. As soon as I heard that, brother, jiu-jitsu gyms in my town, went straight to Charles fucking Gracie. Yeah. And fucking signed up that day. Had no money in my pocket. My mom my mom paid my first 3 months of jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Like I was broke as shit. It was during COVID. And I was like, fuck it. Like I'm gonna just do jiu-jitsu. And like literally my first day, I'll finally admit it out loud, but my first day I got double armbarred from close guard. Oh shit. Both my arms got armbarred at the same time.
Wow, everybody. That's such a big step.
Yeah. Yeah. Look how far we
admitting it's the first thing.
Yeah. Right? So fucking that was my first fucking day. And then literally the dude, I'm actually still hella cool with him. The dude Elias, he fucking looks at me like, you know, when you first get tapped and like people like look at you and they're like, are you cool? Are you chill? And I did that, and the first thing I said to him was like, I have to know how to do that. Like, you know what I mean? And I loved it. So, and ever since then, I've just been training like almost every day.
Still didn't know how to do an armbar when he came over.
Yeah, dude. Jesus Christ. It was bad.
So after your match, we talked to you, and you had nothing but high praise to say about Coach Alika over here. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about making the transition over to JG. Yeah. What brought you there, and talk to me about Alika as a coach and what it means to you.
Well, first everyone said they definitely recruited me.
That's okay.
They definitely. Maybe he didn't, but Javi Gomez just recruited me.
Okay.
They set the scene nice for me.
I was not. We started open mats in Tracy at our location Friday nights and Sunday nights to get more people in. And we were getting a lot of people in the beginning from all the other gyms. And it was mainly all white belts and stuff, still trying to find their footing. Yeah. The next thing you know, this guy, his partner, DJ, shout out to Cream. He keeps coming around, and he's like always trying to get advice out of me and shit. And at the time, I was like, bro, I really don't know you. Yeah. I'll roll with you, but you're not getting a cent out of me right now. Yo, this nigga. And he would always be showing up, da-da-da-da. And he was like, oh, I'm going to try and bring my boy Will out over here. I was like, okay, go ahead and bring him. Right? And then DJ starts messaging me. He's like, hey, Will says that if you message him, he'll come. I'm like, what? He sends me a screenshot. And I'm like, man, fuck that. I ain't telling this motherfucker to show up. What the fuck I look like?
So fucking
Like, if he wants to come, he'll come.
So this motherfucker DJ. So we're at Charles, you know what I mean? And like Charles, like shout out to them. They got me started in jiu-jitsu. It's all love for me on my side. But like they're very old school. Like it's Charles Gracie.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Charles is a very old school Brazilian guy. Like he plays no fucking games. Like, you know what I mean? So already like cross training was like, you know, a thing, especially like at JG, it's in town, shit like that, you know, rival gym type deal. Like, you know, however they see it. And this motherfucker DJ, right? He's training at our gym. But he's like posting pictures and shit, like with all the JG guys, like they're homie, like they're really like tapped in and shit with the Charles Gracie gi, tapped in like with all the JG people, bro. He's taking pictures of everybody. His whole story is like, yeah, I'm here with the big, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and then he's coming into training, and everybody's like, motherfucker, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you know, bro, it was so embarrassing. And then like literally, like I don't think nobody at Charles likes DJ besides a few people, excuse me.
Yeah.
So fucking so that shit had happened, but. So I definitely did say, if this nigga asked me, I'll slide. Like, you feel me? Because I'm a little bit of a prima donna like that. Like, yeah, I want to feel wanted, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So then this is why I say I got recruited. So fucking, I had messaged Javi because Javi fucking, so I went to one open mat, like when I was a white belt still. And I met Javi, and Javi was like cool as fuck with me and shit like that. He was hella nice. And I'm in my head thinking, this motherfucker's like overly nice. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because after that, he followed me. He fucking, like, he'll DM me, like, hey, bro, like, congrats, da-da-da-da. And I was like, this nigga trying to recruit me. But come to find out, Javi's just really that nice.
Yeah.
But here's why I say I got recruited. So fucking, I messaged Javi. I was like, yeah, bro, like, I think I want to switch over and shit like that. Like, I'm debating it. Like, I really want to see what you guys are talking about. So he was like, yeah, bro, slide to Manteca tonight. Don't come to Tracy Gym. Slide to Manteca. Soon as after that fucking DM, this motherfucker posts on his story, all JG fucking training at the Manteca gym, da-da-da-da. So he, like, had everybody come through. And I low-key rolled with, like, all the dogs at the time that were blue belts and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like, that's why I say I got recruited. They set the whole shit. They had beer for me. They had the fucking tequila and beer for me. And I was like, oh, yeah, it doesn't take much for me, baby.
Sign me up.
The Kool-Aid was looking good at the time.
Yeah, these motherfuckers drink here? Like, oh, yeah, brother.
This is my kind of place.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I could drink, fucking, yeah, party after. Like, I like this. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Absolutely. Like,
And after they showed up, then there was a rumor mill going around that, he's recruiting people.
Yeah.
A good number of people end up switching over from other gyms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, we had a really good squad. We still got a really fucking good squad.
The heat was on us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I bet.
That time of year.
So recently we saw you post a video of you on those rings.
Yeah.
Right? So, dude, takes some crazy ass strength to do, like some upper body.
You know what's crazy is? Like, fucking the dude who's teaching me, Chris Min, he's the best CrossFit coach out here. But fucking, like, he really worked with me on the rings and stuff like that. But fucking, like, the way that I was doing them before, like, I posted that video, like, I could do them.
Yeah.
But my form was so shitty. It was, like, all muscle. But, like, once you do them, like, and learn how to actually do them, it doesn't take that much strength. Like, there's chicks in there that fucking do, like, 1 million of those bitches. Like, no problem at all. Like, they're badass as fuck, bro. Like, it's crazy.
Does that help your grip strength for jiu-jitsu or anything like that?
I just think lifting weights helps grip strength. Me personally, like, another thing, like, strength coaches are going to get mad at me for. If you train grip strength, like, directly, like, plate hold, shit like that, you're wasting your fucking time. Like, just pick up a barbell. Like, just lift some weights, do some pull-ups. Like, that's training your grip strength in general. You know what I mean? So, yeah, like, it does, but, like, it's not, like, direct. Like, you're naturally, no matter what, if you're grabbing something and pushing or pulling it with your hands, you're training grip strength.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
You get a dude who's never fucking trained before, but he could deadlift 500 pounds. His grip is going to be strong as fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what training he has or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, like, just lifting weights in general for me, like, that's grip strength. And I'm pretty active. I work out a lot and stuff like that, and I always have, even, like, through jiu-jitsu and shit. And football definitely gave me, like, a different level of strength. I do feel against certain people, against most people. But, like, yeah, bro, like, grip strength is just, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's overrated.
Yeah.
Like you just got to lift some weights, bro. Like
Right.
lift some weights, do a couple metcons, like do some AMRAPs, EMOM, shit like that, and you'll get some grip strength.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
You have a unique preparation style, I guess I would say. We were talking a little bit about some of the stuff before your matches and how you kind of taper down and this and that.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how you prepare for these super fights.
Yeah, just train. Like, just fucking train. Try not to drink 36 hours before. You know, this one super fight, I was pretty fucked up one time, but that was an accident. We should get into that story later. But fucking, I would say
as far as prep goes, I try to let them not think at all.
Yeah.
I know as soon as they start trying to take care of stuff themselves, they start getting super anxious about things. Yeah. So I try to do my part and then make sure that, hey, listen, if you just show up, let me do my job, we'll be ready.
Right.
Everything else outside of these four walls of the gym, like, that's on you. So you got to take care of it.
Right.
Which, honestly, that takes off a lot of the load, you know?
Yeah. 100%. And you know, with preparation and things like that, like drinking, I feel like, okay, this is my opinion on it. I had an MMA fight. I got called 20 minutes prior to the fight.
Oh, I love it.
And I was drunk.
And you did an MMA fight?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude, what the fuck?
And I tapped the guy in a minute with an armbar.
Oh, I love it.
First round.
Fuck yeah.
So it was, I think drinking relaxes you enough to where you're not thinking about that kind of stuff.
No.
You know? You're more natural.
No, literally. So this one fight, shout out to El Dorado Hills.
I forgot what the promotion was called.
Kill Skills.
Kill Skills.
Kill Skills.
Yeah, they threw a tournament out there, invited a few of our guys.
What's the fucking
It was a
coach's
really
name?
cool event at the gym they were training at.
What's the fucking
And
coach's name?
on the way, right? Earlier we were talking about Four Loko days. This wasn't a Four Loko day, was it?
No, so
it wasn't a Four Loko day.
It was tequila the night before.
It was a 12-pack on the way up.
Oh.
Yeah, brother.
So he comes to the gym, we're carpooling, right? He comes out with a 12-pack on the show. I'm like, gosh, this is that kind of day.
Like, you know, when the fucking, like, I opened it from the side and I have my beer just like inside of it and I'm just drinking that beer, toss it, crack the next one, just chilling there. But mind you, the night before, we got fucked up.
Yeah,
like,
we got finished.
we drank, like, it was one of those open mat days. Like, Kirk was the only one, you know, going that day. And then fucking, we get a bottle of tequila, like, after open mat shit, drink with everybody. And then, like, you know, some people leave.
Then 2-3 bottles after.
Yeah, then, like, the main people, they stay, we chill, and then we knock out 2 bottles. And then at one point, it was just me and him drinking, and we finished the fucking bottle.
Yeah.
So fucking, dude, I'm fucking woke up the next day. There's a picture of me laying out on the fucking floor and shit like that. You know what I mean? I got woken up at the gym, going home,
The
changed.
thing was, we fell asleep at the gym.
Yeah.
He left and came back.
Yeah.
And
dude,
I was like, okay, so I seen him with the 12-pack
my outfit was crazy too.
on his shoulder. I was like, okay, we're already messed up from the night before.
Yeah.
He's drinking right now.
That's
I know.
smart though, because you're fighting the hangover, right?
Yeah, but
I
like,
thought he was gonna go to sleep.
Yeah,
We got an hour and a half to drive.
Yeah, bro.
I'm chilling. You know. No, we're
bro.
driving all the way up, and he's just chatterbox the whole time.
Bro, I'm fucked up talking, like, you know what I mean? So fucking, I'm drinking away at mine. Only Kirk is supposed to fight. So fucking, as soon as I get there, fucking, I go straight to the bar. Like, you know what I mean? I'm drinking from the bar. I seen a couple people I knew, and like, if you know me at the super fights, like, you'll probably buy me a drink. Like, you know what I'm saying? So fucking, I'm getting hella drinks and shit. I'm faded. So then fucking, Kirk is going, and I'm sitting next to Alika, and fucking their timer like went out on some weird shit or whatever. And then I just, so they started timing on their phone. So I just grabbed the phone from the guy who's at the table, and I just said, I'll call out time for you guys. Like, no problem at all. I just want to make sure, like, our guy has our time. So I'm calling out the time and shit. So then when I handed back the phone after Kirk's match, this Ishmael's dad, I always forget his name, but everybody knows Ishmael around
Shout
here.
out to Ishmael.
Yeah.
But especially his dad, too. So his dad comes up to me as I'm handing Ishmael back the phone. Fucking his dad's like, hey, how much do you weigh right now? And I was like, why? And he was like, mind you, I'm fucked up right now. And he was like, I think we might need you to fight. And I was like, what? So their coach who was coaching against us comes up and gets into it. And he was like, yeah, like, I think, like, can you take a fight right now? I said, talk to my coach. And Alika just looks at me like,
man, they asked me. He's like, hey, they need to talk to you. I was like, what did you do?
Yeah.
I'm thinking,
You're getting kicked out.
yo, I dead ass, bro.
are we getting kicked out right now? Like, we're about to leave. And he was like, no, they want to talk to you about something. So Ishmael's dad and the promoter, they're like, hey, a guy dropped out. We have a match for him. Like, is it okay if he goes?
Yeah.
And I look at him, and I'm like, dude, he's tore up. And, if you know Will, you know he can't fight for shit when he's drunk.
Yeah. No.
He was ass up
Yeah.
right now, just standing. And I tell him, okay, like, do you want to do it? He was like, yeah, let's go.
Dude, I was so with it,
so
bro.
right away, I was like, okay, start drinking water.
Yeah.
So I'm in the back, and I saw first they checked my weight, and I have full clothes on. So, and I'm hella dehydrated because, working out and shit, your weight, like when you're hydrated,
Right.
dehydrated. Bro, I was like 153 with clothes on at that time. So I was hella small.
Yeah.
So I knew I was dehydrated as fuck. I was pissing fucking orange.
Yeah.
Here. So I go to the back because he tells me to get water after I weighed in. They were like, perfect. Go in the back, and shout out to Jamie Carnal. Fucking him and his homie were right there. And I was like, brother, like, can I get that water right there? And they hooked me up with a fucking water. And I'm just chugging this random bottle of water with no cap on it. Just keep filling up, chugging water. But I'm still obliterated. Like, you know what I mean?
Mind you, there's still time for him to like recoup. So
It's like 2 hours.
He keeps like coming outside where we're at, chilling. And I'm thinking, I've been telling him, drink some water and take a fucking nap.
Yeah.
Take a nap, please.
That'll sober you up.
No,
it should.
nap,
He
Pat.
didn't take no fucking nap.
No.
Not at all.
And then I was a little bit worried because when I first started warming up, when I was just doing like static drills, I was like, oh, this is shitty. But then I told Kirk, I was like, hey, just move with me. And I started doing some cool shit. So I was like, oh, we're on. Like, you know what I mean? And shout out to them because fucking that Kendrick song, not Like Us, but the first one he dropped against Drake and J. Cole. That one just came out like the day
Future.
before. Yeah, the one Future.
It literally came out the day before.
The day before.
So you guys are really going
Yeah,
down.
we were fucked up listening to that song the night before, and then we were just talking about, oh, if I take a fight, I'm gonna use this song. To walk out.
Yeah, brother.
That's the song.
That's the song I went right up to the DJ. I was like, "Can I pick a song?" He's like, and bro, they were so fucking cool with me because I took the fight last.
Right.
Because jiu-jitsu guys are pussies.
Yeah.
So jiu-jitsu goes like, "Okay,
Oh, I got to prep.
Oh,
You know?
I gotta prep." Like, brother, you do jiu-jitsu every fucking
Every
day,
day.
supposedly. Like, and you can't fucking go out there and go strap. So fucking they were hella nice with me. They gave me shorts, gave me a whole kit to wear and shit
Hell
like that.
yeah.
So they were fucking with me. And there was this one light-skinned black dude that was in the back. And I was like, brother, we got to change the music. Play some 50. So that's when, if I'm fucked up, I'm playing
Get
some
my
50
vibes
Cent. Like, you
going.
know what I'm saying? I'm playing
Yeah.
some 50 Cent. Get rich, die trying. So fucking, I tell this dude, I like, nigga, play some 50. Like, you know what I mean? And he starts playing 50. And I was like, oh, yeah. I think I'm going to fuck this dude up in my head. Shout out Randy, though. But he gave me a good fight, though. But yeah, I ended up getting the win.
Nice.
Yeah, I ended up
Nice.
getting the
Shout
win.
out Randy, man.
Took some time to get my bearings together when I was scrapping with him though, because that motherfucker was so fucking strong, bro.
Right.
It was ridiculous how strong that fucker was.
It's crazy though, like being drunk, like in a match or a fight or a competition,
Yeah.
like you don't think about all the pressure, as much.
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing that I noticed from that, I would never do it again knowingly, just because the way I felt after was that was horrible because that adrenaline dump was just terrible. But I will say I just really wasn't worried about anything at all. Like I was just like, I'm gonna go out here and just do some fucking jiu-jitsu, you know what I'm saying? Like what I do every day.
Trying to stabilize that stress is pretty fucking hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of my best matches, super fights, or even my performances in competitions, my best performances I've had were because I was fucked up.
Yeah.
I remember, my first couple of super fights, my super fight against Louis, I was faded. We were in 2/3 of a Jack Daniels bottle. I was microdosing, and I had smoked 3 joints before I had started warming up.
Right.
The times I fought after that, I was fucking crossfaded.
Right.
And then, I got hurt, took a little of a break, and I started competing again. And I was like, I'm going to try it sober.
Yeah.
Well, I was not feeling it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, there's a big difference.
It's different. Yeah.
It's huge. It's
But I had to force myself to get used to it without the crutch.
Right.
That way, it's okay, now I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah. I fought after that first fight and I went in sober to the second fight. And that was probably my biggest mistake. I should have been fucked up. You know? Like,
just a little loose.
too much to think about, you know? So,
little something.
but I have no problem with it, man. I think it's whatever gets you going in your zone, right?
Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and say I promote, you guys drinking and getting fucked up before your fights.
Yeah.
Please don't do
But
that.
whatever it is,
Whatever
whatever
is.
gets you in the zone.
Yeah.
You know?
Whatever it is,
Yeah, I'd say now, like especially for this match, I can't because it's 15 fucking minutes. Like
That's a long match.
brother, my first 15-minute match, I was seeing black. Like it was fucking crazy, bro. Like when you're tired and you just see the black lines going down your eyes. Yeah, so I couldn't do it for this fight, but like I'd suggest everybody try it, especially if you drink and you're not an alcoholic and like have issues. But like you should definitely try it. Just see how it feels.
So I know Arte Suave is promoting this thing as like a rewind event. I know you guys have matched up against each other before. Are you guys like cool or like what's kind of the vibe going into this one? Because you guys had a pretty good relationship at the last event. You guys seemed pretty cool.
All right, so before he starts fucking yapping off, all right, I want to say as a coach, yes, they talked to me before.
Yeah.
Yes, I approved. Okay. I'm letting them have fun with this.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Will.
I'd say me and Carlos are like, I'm trying to think of like two fighters that like fought a bunch of times. Like we're just like, I think me and Carlos, we're just those two dudes who've competed against each other before. Where like we have that very mutual respect where we almost like each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But we're very like, I beat you.
Yeah.
Like just competitive more than
Still want to
anything.
win.
Yeah.
Like he's still a bitch, like you know what I'm saying. But like I'll tell him that to his face, like you know what I'm saying. Like I told him that before, like like there's definitely like we definitely like have partied together, like you know what I'm saying.
There's definitely like that rival connection.
Yeah.
Like so we're like damn near
A
like
friendly
cool.
rivalry in a way.
Yeah, but we talk a lot of shit to each other, like you know.
Nothing
what I'm saying?
wrong with that.
Yeah, a lot of shit talking.
Hypes the event,
Yeah,
Yeah.
hypes the
for
event.
sure.
You know,
If they were going too far, I'd be like, hey, chill out.
Yeah.
yeah,
Honestly, I'm the one pushing for it.
yeah.
Let's talk about going too far. Your boy Kurt over there is doing.
Kirk and Matias. That might be some real beef
Hey,
right there.
listen.
That might be some real problems.
There's a lot of beef going around in that one.
Yeah, no, they've took it quite far. I would like to give myself some credit though. Kirk hates wrestling. He hates the WWE.
Yeah.
Right. So we force him.
Yeah.
To like, hey, this skit'll be funny, dude.
This would be
if we do
crazy.
it, like the one with him in the pool
Yeah.
in the bottle.
Yeah.
That was my idea.
Yeah.
What did he say? Like,
The one with
you're
him
going to
naked on the
donate
rock?
your money to charity. I'm going to spend my shit.
I'm gonna take my shit.
I'll keep my money.
I'm gonna keep the money, motherfucker. Like
That was
dude,
awesome. I love that.
It's hella funny because he really doesn't like WWE at all. Like,
Yeah. Wow.
Like the other a couple weeks ago, we're fucking just I turn it on at the gym. I'm like, bro, look at this crazy shit. And he was just like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? I'm like, bro, like this is what you got to do. Sell the
Yeah.
fucking fight.
Absolutely.
Like he hates that shit, bro.
And also, Arte Suave guy, shout out to Fredo and them. Like they asked for this.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
we made sure, like, listen, like we could do whatever we want, and like, now you got guys that are actually posting some pretty cool videos now.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking.
Yeah.
I think they should do this more often.
Shout out to Jay from
Jay from Lincoln,
Jiu-Jitsu.
dude.
That
His video
was wild.
That
What the
video
heck?
I
was
didn't
so
see it.
crazy.
I didn't see it.
You didn't?
You have it?
Yo,
it's on his Instagram.
It's on his
dude.
Instagram. I'm gonna fucking pull this
Oh
shit
my
up.
God.
J.O., right? The blue belt?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
bro. Best fucking video.
That dude is a
Hey,
savage, too.
applaud. That video was top tier.
I want to roll with him. I haven't rolled with him yet because we're technically like halfway teammates because it's all Aspire. But fuck, bro, like that dude's video. Look at this shit.
Here, let's.
Good quality.
What happened to you? What the fuck?
Yes,
I thought you
bro.
were gonna compete this year.
Bro, I fucking just competed.
That was 7 months ago.
Has it really been 7 months? What the fuck?
Bro,
So
with the
you've been
blow,
doing it 7 months?
with the fucking
Bro,
blow.
I mean,
I'm thinking, why didn't we think of that?
I mean,
Yo,
I've been fucking.
and it's high quality. Did my shit just die?
It might have just died.
Yeah,
I
my
don't know
phone
what
definitely
happened.
died. Yeah, it definitely died for sure.
Oh, shit.
One thing about Will, his phone's gonna die.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I'm pretty useless when it comes to my phone.
They got a lot of good matches on this card, though.
Yeah,
and
they got
I
some
think
dope
that they
guys.
should do this kind of promotion for every card. Why not?
For
Yeah,
sure.
I hope that's the route that I hope this event ends up like with the matches being really dope too. So they really push that because like in reality, like in order to like get big, you have to have that promotion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to talk some shit. You got to be a person. Like, you know,
got to sell it.
Yeah, like that whole like traditional like I just train and I'm a real fuck that.
Yeah.
This is a fucking sport, and everybody talks about how they want to get paid for this, how they want to do this. How you got to do some.
Well,
shit
and how
to
are
get
you
it.
going to make a name? You know?
Yeah, bro. Like
no one remembers you.
And I think that's the biggest thing. Like, you have to have your name out there. You got to like have some type of following with you. You know what I mean? And I hope that like, especially with like everything going on with CJI, Craig Jones right now is killing shit right now. Like with everything, I hope that inspires like all jiu-jitsu on all levels. Like, talk a little bit of shit. Like, be yourself. Like, it's okay to be competitive. You don't got to be that like old school fucking Brazilian fucking. I train. I'm true to like, brother. Like, talk some shit. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Sell the fight, because you're gonna be the main one complaining that you're fucking broken, can't make no money off of this. Like, at all. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Even then, it's just a landscape now.
Yeah.
You know, you have so many tools and ways that you can make yourself available to the public.
Right.
Now, like, you don't have to be a social media influencer to fucking
Yeah.
drop a reel here and there.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, like
Right.
a lot of the shit I post is really just bullshit. It's just songs that I like with clips I think are cool.
Right.
You know, a lot of people, like, if you want to go the instructional route or do some skits, like, that's completely fine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, if you want,
I think it
to
makes
get
it more
recognized.
interesting.
No,
with
for
the
sure.
skits.
Yeah.
for sure.
No, definitely. Like, the skits is really fucking cool, and I like that everybody's doing it on Arte Suave. Like right now, like I really like that, and I really hope that most people do that. You know what I mean? Because talking some shit.
Yeah, make it a bit more fun.
Yeah. You even, after your last match, we talked to you. We had a little interview. We put out a reel on Instagram, and you were really hoping that Carlos Cruz won his match because you didn't, your quote was you didn't want him to look like ass.
Bro, so my thing, like, don't get me wrong, Alexis is my teammate. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? Like, me and Alexis are teammates. We both train under JG. But at the same time, he's fighting the guy who has the belt. And, like, what does it look like if you lose? Mind you, you're the 165-pound champ, and you're fighting a guy at 155.
Yeah.
And you fucking lose right before a match. Like,
Oh,
brother, like, you're gonna look
Looks
like
real
a fucking,
bad.
You're gonna look like a real asswipe. Like, you know what I mean?
He's on the fight dog.
Yeah. So I literally told him before. I was like, respectfully, I love Alexis, but you better fucking win. Like, don't be a fucking dick right now. Like, you know what I mean? And I was honestly worried that he was gonna lose, because for a second it got pretty spicy. So
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Do you have anybody in mind for your next opponent? If you were to win this match, you're going to be the champion at that point, right?
Oh, brother, I'm gonna be a dick. Like, when I win this belt, like, I'm gonna be prima donna.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers need a Grand Prix to fight me. Because here's my biggest thing. So the only reason why I say that is because, like, when I was a blue belt, I competed, had my first super fight, and then against another blue belt. But then after that, I fought a purple belt, another really good blue belt, and then fucking another purple belt. 2 purple belts after that, actually. Like, you know what I mean? Before I even got a chance to get the title.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I literally had to, like, I won my fucking match, beat the shit out the dude, one of the purple belts, and I literally had to tell Fredo, like, brother, like, I'm fucking 5-0 right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not in contention. Like, we need a title fight. Like, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to him for making that happen. And I really appreciate him for that. I had the opportunity. Lost. Of course, I lost in the big moment. That fucking sucked to Josh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, that was kind of a weird day because everything was going great for us.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a great match.
But, we were in enemy territory, and honestly, that was a day where we were being good, and we didn't drink before.
Wow.
You brother, we were on point that week. It's the craziest fucking part.
Like, we didn't like we
didn't drink for like 2
behaving,
weeks.
basically
For like 2 weeks.
preparing for this, and then we're getting in there, and I could tell these guys are on edge for some reason or another.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I think they just need to mellow out.
Yeah.
We just never got to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to that point.
You know, the matches were already starting to roll through.
Yeah.
And Will looked great in his match. So did Kirk, because
Yeah,
Kirk ended
bro.
up losing that day too.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Both
it was like,
decisions.
you know, maybe I'm not gonna say we needed a shot. Maybe
Yeah,
we
it's
needed a
something.
shot.
Maybe if I was
Something.
willing to do some wild ass shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
maybe
it would
things
help
might
open up a bit more.
because the match was
The
so
tequila
close,
bottle
it probably
came,
was like
you know, a few
moment
matches
away.
too late,
Like,
man.
you know what I mean?
A moment away from changing the tide, right?
Yeah.
Probably like maybe like one good moment, like if I established that, you know, could I pass this guard? He didn't pass my guard, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I just think
there are definitely like some things we could have capitalized
Yeah.
on, but I think it was more of us getting stuck and staying in situations where he
Yeah.
would normally move.
Yeah.
And I could tell he was just thinking too much.
Yeah. Do you ever get nervous before competition? You don't seem like the type of person.
We were
that
just
does.
talking about this the other day.
He's a crier, dog.
Yeah, so I get all my emotions out.
Just kidding.
But I get all my emotions out so people could take that for how they take it before my matches. But like once I hit it, I'm having fun. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, once you're stepping on the mat.
Yeah, like super fights, I think I get more like quote unquote nervous. Tournaments, I don't give a fuck. Like it's a tournament, bro. Like I got 2 matches before. I could lose 2 matches right now and like I still could fight. Like so I have nothing to lose. I'm still gonna fight after. I think super fights definitely you get those nerves. It's like everybody's watching you right now.
Right.
It's like all these people paid money that you've invited your family, your
Pay-per-views.
friends, pay-per-view, all that shit. Like I got friends all over the fucking country, like hitting me up, like, brother, I got your match. I'm like, fuck, bro, like I can't fucking lose right now. Like, I can't lose, but like honestly, like I get all those emotions out like right before I fight. Like you know what I'm saying? I think, but like tournaments wise, like that's why I be so upset with people that don't compete because I'm like, bro, like. Especially if they can afford it. If you can fucking afford it, like fucking compete.
Yeah,
like you know what I'm saying? Dude, it's nothing. Like especially a tournament. Like nobody's watching you. Just fucking go out there and have fun. Like do what you do every day. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's like half the battle. Like I think that's half the battle in competing because it's like dudes are so nervous. It's like fuck. Like you could tell. Like, I'm just gonna blitz you and I'm gonna win. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that's most of it more than anything.
Yeah, the super fights are definitely different. Talk about the Jiu-Jitsu World League a little bit because it's a good proving grounds for like getting those tournament matches in.
Respectfully, then this is gonna piss off some more Jiu-Jitsu people.
He's just trying to piss everyone off.
Yeah,
today.
I'm very
him and me.
There's a theme. You know?
I'm very opinionated. I think don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the IBJJF guys are not good. I'm not saying that. But all I'm saying is I think the talent pool is deeper at JJ World League than your typical IBJJF tournament. If we're going tournaments wise, the best tournaments besides ADCC, of course, but that's a whole different shit. They're doing their own thing. But if we're talking like traditional jiu-jitsu tournaments, I think JJ World League's talent pool is a lot deeper than IBJJF. Because IBJJF, you know the guys. It's the same fucking guys that win every fucking year. JJ World League, you'll get some fucking dogs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and honestly, man, Jiu-Jitsu World League events.
And there are more people.
I like their events.
Yeah, I do too.
And they're doing fucking arenas,
even though
bro.
sometimes it's chaotic, right? Like, I like the chaos. And like, IBJJF is kind of chaotic, but again, it's the same group of people every single time. You know what I'm saying? There's really not much to do. Super quiet. Jiu-Jitsu World, they play music.
Yeah.
You get live interviews.
Good vibes.
It's
They got the cameras
It's
up,
a motherfucker with a camera on the mat while you're getting choked in your face. Like, bitch, you better get up because you're on a big screen. Like, you know what I mean?
Like,
and
I like that a lot.
and
I mean, coming from when they used to do tournaments at Los Positas,
Yeah.
that small ass gym, we thought that was big as hell.
Right. Yeah.
Now they're in fucking Stockton Arena.
Dude, and they're selling it out. That's the crazy thing. 3,000
People are
competitors.
It had like
people
4,000
are
or 5,000
driving.
one time, bro.
People are coming from hella far to do
Yeah.
this.
Dude,
Really.
I seen a fucking team. It was some team. I don't know where the fuck they were from. I was like leaving as they were pulling up. They came with a fucking charter bus. Had like 1 million kids jump out that motherfucker, warming up outside like this is like AAU basketball. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, what the fuck? Like, this shit's serious. Like, you know what I mean?
I love it.
And like, respectfully, like a lot of people talk shit like, oh, it's not the big one. It's like, well, the only difference is like, that's what you were just told. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, they got their own ranking system, point system.
Yeah,
bro.
You get recognized by them.
Well, the great thing, you brought up videos, right? You get videos of your matches like pretty
bro.
quickly too.
You get that. You get like he said, the ranking system. Like you said, the videos. Fucking, they're doing arenas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Would you like? Okay, when I did my IBJJF tournament in Santa Cruz, we did it at the Santa Cruz Warriors basketball gym, right?
I competed there too. Yeah,
That shit's smaller than my fucking high school gym.
mine too. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But JJ Rowley,
there was like no parking there.
Yeah.
right?
That
It was so
small.
shitty. I parked like damn near by the fucking beach. Had to fucking walk
Yeah.
up and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you go to like the Stockton Arena. It's like holy shit. And then they fucking did the Worlds what at UCLA.
Yeah.
At UCLA's fucking basketball, bro. That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, IBJJF's not running numbers like that.
Yeah.
Anywhere. Like, don't get me wrong, the pyramid's cool, but that's not fucking UCLA.
right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
And you know how many schools are not registered with IBJJF?
Shit ton.
There's
Yeah,
a lot.
They gotta go through loopholes if they're not
This
accredited or
This
whatever.
whole fucking process, that's fucking stupid.
Which I mean, I
Yeah.
get it. You know what I'm saying? I understand.
And their weight classes are stupid too.
So, Alika, I want to hear your opinion on this. So, the coaching aspect, right? Jiu-Jitsu World League, you get a chair, you're right by the mats.
Yeah.
IBJJF, you're usually behind the barricade, or there's areas where you can't get to.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like that Jiu-Jitsu World League allows that.
Yeah.
Other tournaments do that too. Now IBJJF, I understand because the crowding issue or whatever. But like as a
Don't
coach,
make excuses for him.
nah, I'm just saying for me, because I'm just comfortable. I'm just comfortable as a coach. Like even if I'm behind a barrier, I'm still gonna be able to do my job.
Right.
Which we've had to do that plenty of times.
Yeah.
Where they wouldn't let me in. But again, having the availability to be on the mat with the athlete, with these guys, it's that's honestly a special moment.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then it gets to showcase that relationship that you guys have,
No, definitely. And another thing to JJ World League too, they do the double elimination, not the single.
Right.
Yeah.
And
it
Two
makes
matches at least.
Yeah, it makes it worth it.
And don't get me wrong, I think there's definitely a couple things to fix with the whole, like how they do second and third place. There's definitely something I think they should work on. I think they should go more wrestling style where like, okay.
True second.
Yeah, true second. Like
You
the
gotta-
third
you gotta
place,
fight for the
you
places.
fight up, and then the person who lost that finals match, you guys go. And that's the true
100%.
second. I think that should happen.
Yeah.
But besides that, like, dude, like I always tell people, like, the best I felt like after JJ World League when it came to competition wise was when I went third.
Yeah.
Because I had to have more matches than what I signed up for just to get that fucking third place medal.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck, like, I think that's a little bit better than just going single elimination, and then you get two guys in fucking third place that barely made it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's
they
a lot
just
better.
showed up.
Yeah, they just showed up, won a match against somebody who's terrible, and then I get third place because I made the semifinal.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. IBJJF, I feel like, they need to start catching up with certain things and start looking at the competition like, hey, we can make improvements here.
Yeah.
And also, there's the finance issue. They're pretty fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not only that,
fucking other thing,
tournament costs. If you're coming from out of state or whatever, then you have travel, lodging, food, all that stuff. You have time to prepare.
Well, not only that, like you mentioned, if you do all that and then you only have one match,
Yeah.
It's like it's not
Like,
even
it's
worth it, bro.
shitload of money on nothing.
If you were doing it like, oh, I'm gonna take a week to go to this spot and then do the tournament, then for sure make it
Yeah.
worth it. Like
No,
the
definitely.
trip, Or if it was Euros, Brazilian Euros,
Yeah.
shit
Yeah,
like that.
I'm all for their big tournaments. It's just like the normal local tournaments. Like that's not touching JJ World League.
Yeah.
Like every JJ World League tournament is like damn near like a regional event.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it's-
you can see by the numbers too. Like,
Yeah, bro.
I mean,
super consistent.
Yeah, the Stockton event, you're getting everybody from Northern California. You're getting everybody from Sacramento. You're getting everybody from the Bay. And you're getting everybody from the Valley.
yeah.
Like
You're
down to
getting people
Fresno, bro.
you're getting people driving up.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have people coming from out of state now.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Oh,
Nevada.
for sure, bro.
Well, and it's gotten bigger every single event. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
bro.
they've had an event where they've gotten smaller.
No, they've
So,
been popping, bro.
yeah.
So I think it's the shit. I think gi wise, traditional, like tournament wise, that's definitely the future. That and ADCC. IBJJF, I think, a couple years, bro. Not a couple years, but like 10 years, we'll look back and be like, oh, IBJJF. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think IBJJF's already established so much already that they don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
You're if anything, it'll be more like if you're doing IBJJF, you're more traditional in this aspect.
Yeah. People are going to drink that Kool-Aid forever.
Yeah. So it's cool,
What's your preference on competing in either gi or no gi? Do you have a preference on either, or does it matter? Like, because I mean, you don't seem to care too much.
I think now I'm
There's
more.
definitely a preference.
Yeah.
I think now I'm definitely accepting more of the no-gi. So I would say no-gi right now. At
So I'll
first,
be
for the
honest,
longest,
this
it's
guy
gi.
hates Nogi.
Yeah.
He doesn't like Nogi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of his super fights so far, except for one, has all been Nogi.
Yeah.
He complains every single time.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. I used to complain so much, but really, it was his dad actually talked to me, and he was like, "Dude, you're way more of a fucking no-gi guy than a gi guy." Because it's like with gi, like I'm not gonna lie, you get a fucking dude who's been training since he was like 10 years old, that's fucking 18 right now. He's gonna beat your ass if you put on a gi. But if you put on no gi, brother, anything can fucking
anything
happen.
can happen.
Anything can happen in no
Very
gi.
true.
And like when it comes to like the athleticism aspect and everything like that, like. It's pretty easy to get up and do shit, get out of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get that cloth, you get stuck in shit. So right now, I'm a lot more accepting. Like, it's no gi right now. Like, I don't really care for gi. Me preferably, I would do all no gi right now.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even.
It's
wanna
funny
touch
though
gi right
because
now.
that last match you tapped the guy with like a gi choke, right? Or
Oh, for
wasn't
sure. It was a loop choke. Yeah. It was a loop choke. I mean, I still like the gi because I like the aspect of like Saturday, like 11 a.m., fucking go to somebody's house or go to like an open mat, got a couple beers going, some good music, and you could just go with the gi. I like that of jiu-jitsu. Like, you know what I'm saying? No gi, you go to BBB in Stockton at 8 o'clock in the morning, brother.
Yeah.
You can get your ass beat.
Oh, yeah.
It's rough in there. Like, literally today.
The Roughnecks, right?
Dude, literally this morning, I was like, fuck, bro. These motherfuckers are scrapping. There was this one dude, I fucking didn't get his name, but he was a fucking brown belt. And I'm rolling with this dude. And he's an older guy. So at first, I'm like, all right, let me chill with him. And he's rolling me so fucking hard. I was like, God damn. Like, all right, this is what we're doing this morning. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I sort of kind of really like, I'm starting to like no-gi a lot more. And then it's like cool. And then like, I think I was just more exposed to gi, like being at a more traditional school when I first started. I was more comfortable with that. Now that like I know a little bit of wrestling, I know a little bit more about leg locks and how like they're not that dangerous as you think they are. It's like I'm a lot more comfortable about it. I think I was just more worried about the fear, and now I just like, oh fuck it, like we're just rolling.
Yeah.
Did you ever wrestle in the past, in high school or college or anything?
Like for 2 weeks, like you know what I'm saying. But I used to roughhouse a lot. That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
the roughhousing with my friends all the time growing up. That shit fucking works now. That's why I understand jiu-jitsu. And I was always the smallest guy out of all my friends.
Yeah,
you know. So I definitely think it helps. Like, you know what I'm saying. And like that's honestly part of the reason why I did jiu-jitsu, so I could beat up all my friends. Like, you know, to be honest, all my friends are football players, so it's like they're fucking huge.
Yeah.
Like, you know, my second smallest friend is probably fucking 5'10", 200 pounds. Like, you know, this is a big boy. This is big as Kirk. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like fucking like nah, not really. No wrestling. Like about 2 weeks, and then got up out of there.
Everything's been learning on the mats, like in jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah, for sure. You know, I think that, and like honestly just watching shit like forever. Like, you know, I've always been a big fan of combat just in general. So like when I was like in even high school and college, like NCAA, like fucking national championship, I'm watching. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like I'll just watch shit. Like, I don't know. So I understand, like, don't let somebody take your back. And if you're on bottom, you probably should get on top somehow. Like, you know what I mean? I think just keeping it that simple for myself is sort of kind of helps me a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. He'll, like, come to me with a video, and he was like, so if they do this is all I have to do? And I explain to him. He's like, okay. And the next thing you know, he's doing it.
Yeah.
All right,
like,
it's clicking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's common sense. Like,
not everyone has those abilities, though. Some people learn a different way, or some people just can't pick it up like
It
that.
definitely helps as a coach. But I'll say this, as a coach, if they find it easy to learn, then you need to be able to control them outside.
Right.
He's a fucking wild ass guy.
Yeah, I bet, dude.
yeah.
Whereas I have people that are like, you know, they're pretty chill outside
Yeah.
training, but when they come in, it's just so hard to contain them or focus.
Right.
So you'll get those dual sides.
Yeah, as a coach, I'm sure it's like there's a weird thing where you have to control those guys to its extent, right? But you don't want to take them away from what makes them comfortable.
I just have to make sure he's behaving. That's basically it.
It's a fucking madhouse in Tracy, bro.
It's
Like,
like,
it's
I
a
tell them all the
fucking
time, listen, if you guys getting some shit, just call me. Like, it's good. You know, if you need help,
Yeah.
I got you guys.
Right.
And that's kind of how all of our relationships have been so far. You know, I help them, they help me. We grow together.
Yeah.
Plus, that's basically how I like run my classes. Like, I won't show anything super specific unless I'm throwing in tidbits here or there.
Right.
It's just mainly details. But we'll focus on a concept and we'll stick to that for like 2-3 months.
Yeah.
And I'll give them that creative freedom to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know? And if they come to me with questions, then then we're working on stuff.
Yeah, there's no crazy fucking questions like DJ's questions.
And
His make-believe shit.
it's not as make believe. It's just, bro, like, you just watched this video.
Like,
You know, this is not what we're going over.
Have you had any major like injuries or anything along the way in jiu-jitsu so far?
No, I feel like common sense helps with that a lot.
Right.
Definitely if I rolled the same way as I did as a white belt, I definitely fucking would have been tore some shit off, like, you know. But I just think understanding like where I'm at and just understanding like my body, like I'll just go with it. Like, I'll give up a sweep like all day if I know my leg's fucking bending the wrong way. I'm not gonna try to fight out of shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not gonna tear your ACL for
Nah, bro.
guard pass.
Not for 2 points, bro. Like, you got that. Like, I could probably bench press you off of me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm okay with that. But no, nothing crazy. Like, knock on wood. You know what I mean? I have like, you know, the naggy shit that everybody has: shoulders, fucking knees, elbows, shit like that. But I mean, overall, like, no, pretty healthy. I think fucking strength training.
Yeah.
Strength and conditioning. That's everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's very important. That muscle protects
Yeah.
the ligaments and the things around it. I always felt like that's why I had shoulder issues for a long time, and I have small shoulders. You can look at me; I'm not like super broad.
Yeah.
Like your shoulders are way bigger than mine.
Yeah. A lot
So
of
like
push-ups.
you got to have that muscle around there to protect those ligaments and joints.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I'm like, any sport, you should be doing some type of strength and conditioning. It really bothers me when guys just say like, "Oh, I just do calisthenics." And it's like, brother, like you got to do a lot more than that.
Right.
Because even if you just want to train like your 3 to 4 days a week, you still have an external force. Like jiu-jitsu is a sport where there's an external force trying to choke you, break something. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So how do you get stronger in that aspect? By lifting external force, weights.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And you have to build your muscles for things like that. Just full range of motion, the basic shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nothing even crazy. You don't got to do fucking CrossFit like me.
Yeah.
You can just be a normal fucking powerlifter or whatever and just fucking like lift weights or whatever. It just helps. You just need to be lifting.
Like
a certain
honestly,
force.
whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Everyone's different, right?
everyone's different.
Yeah.
In a
Just lift
sense.
a couple weights. That's that's really it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Do you guys have a game plan going in for Carlos Cruz, or do you guys want to share on that, or just kind of keep it hush hush?
Yeah, nah, we really, it's not a secret at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have anything specific in mind that we want to hit. We have areas that we know we need to attack.
Yeah.
And we know things that to watch out for. His tendencies, his style of play.
Yeah.
There's nothing new that we haven't seen.
Yeah.
You know, and it's been pretty consistent as far as his competition journey has gone as well.
Right.
So it's going to be a really good clash of styles, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
It's gonna be quite entertaining.
but we have good tools and areas to work in.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a very entertaining match.
It's definitely not gonna be a slow match.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're anticipating it to be high paced from the get.
Yeah.
You know, whether they're both standing, top, bottom, in sort of exchange. If there is gonna be a lag in time, it's because they're separating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
You seem to like get like real into like I guess what I'm saying is like you like to set up what you're trying to do. Like you were going for the back a lot in that last match, right? And it didn't seem like you were having too much trouble getting there. Like I mean a little bit, but
I feel like the first thing he told us when we first got here was everything we do is to get to the back.
right.
There's nothing,
One of the most dominant positions in the
Yeah.
sport.
It's nothing
Yeah.
better than being on somebody's back.
Yeah.
Like you really can't.
It was mainly like
there.
a strategic type of thing.
Yeah.
You know? Especially if I have guys that they're wanting to compete, like they can say, hey, this is what we want to do. We're gonna start competing a lot.
Yeah.
So okay, then this is the focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna focus on taking the back from any position, and anything else that comes before that is a bonus.
Yeah.
You know, so the goal is always to expose the back
Yeah.
some way. Or
Yeah.
Yeah, get the back. Like, I mean, I feel like I don't even really try to get to the back. Like, it's just
It's
just
natural,
my
yeah.
style. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? My style is to get to your back.
Yeah.
All my matches I've had back exposure in some way, shape, or form. I've
Yeah.
always had back exposure. And I don't even really think about it anymore. Even when I'm rolling, like, I'm just going to go to your back. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if I need to chill or something like that. So, like, yeah. Like, I guess that would be the game plan. Just get to his back. I mean, if you watch any match, high-level match, it's really either leg locks, but majority of the time, it's always a rear naked choke.
Yeah.
Or to the back if it's
Oh,
a
yeah.
punch. Like, you know what I mean?
Somebody recently put out the stats on what submissions were used the most in ADCC.
Oh, for the
I think
past-
rear naked choke was number one on
And,
the
and,
list.
and the year before that was
Yeah.
rear naked choke,
Yeah.
too. It was like...
I mean, look, past CGI,
Yeah.
Nicky Rod, every match,
Yeah.
Every
rear
fucking
naked
match.
choke.
Take it back.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. That's where it's at. I mean, look at Levi Jones Leary. The only thing he was going for was back exposure from bottom or leg locks. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It's really all you need to be proficient in, and you'll be pretty all right. You'll be pretty decent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Talk to me about your training regimen. How do you work it? What's your daily like schedule like?
It really depends, like sort of kind of how I feel because I do CrossFit a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? So some days, like I'll only train once a day. Some days I'll train twice a day. Like when it comes to jiu-jitsu wise, try to do CrossFit about 5 to 6 times out the week. Getting closer to the match, I'll tone it down to like 4 days just because Metcons aren't really that bad for me. Just to get my air out still. But like closer, like this week is going to be all jiu-jitsu focused. Like I'll probably do CrossFit like 4 days and then I'll probably train twice a day throughout the week. It really just depends what's coming up, how I'm feeling, what's going on in my life, like
Yeah.
because there's still life outside of this,
Right.
You know what I mean? But for the most part, just try to train at least once a day, every single day. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, that's better than most people. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And really try not to train with like a focus on something. Like that's the thing. I don't train with a focus at all. I just train
Try
to
to
learn.
go in with a blank slate, or
Yeah, for sure. Like every day, like it really just depends on my mood. Some days I'll just fucking like lay on my back and be like, fucking beat the shit out of me. I'm gonna just work on my escape. Some days I actually want to like try to move that he's teaching. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and it really depends what he's teaching too. Because like I've told him before, some shit that he teaches, I'm like, I don't like this right now. Why are we going over this? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. And listen,
So I
and I
complain
get
about.
it, you know, like me as a coach, like I want to be able to move away from stuff.
Right.
But it's really just more feeding the information, like, hey, this is here. You have to realize it.
yeah. Oh,
no,
absolutely.
And
You
it's
gotta
like,
be
I don't-
aware.
Yeah, I don't care if you use it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's like, hey, this is an option.
Yeah.
We're either going for it or we're being careful and wary.
Right.
Yeah, and even
And that's where it's like when he comes into training, like if he's not focused on what we're going over at that point, then whenever we're in like a live drill or whatever, then I'll have him pinpoint a focus. Like, listen, we're attacking top headlock.
Yeah.
You know, front head chokes, expose it back.
It's all about adding tools to the arsenal, right?
Yeah, and it's actually pretty funny because like today I played fucking rubber guard today, and when we went over rubber guard, I fucking hated it. But today I was playing fucking rubber guard all day today, like this morning, and I was like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
this shit sort of kind of works. I'm happy I know this, like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying. So it's pretty cool. Like some stuff I'm just like, I'm never gonna do this, and then I'll end up doing it.
Yeah.
And then like deep half, like I fucking hate deep half,
Yeah.
but playing a hella deep half today. I don't even know why. Just it was just there.
It was
you
just
know,
it's something you had to work. Right?
yeah, no, literally. So it's pretty cool. Like I really like how he teaches and stuff like that. Like because it's like it's just a broad horizon of shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Some stuff you like, some stuff I think I don't like, but I eventually come back to it.
You
and I'm
start
like,
using, right? Throw it in the game
I'm
every
like-
once in a while.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, I'm happy I know this. Like, you
Yeah.
know, because everybody's style is different, you know, and I try to roll with everybody.
I try not to be like, I don't think I am at all, actually. I'm not a stickler as to where you have to get the step right perfect.
Right.
You know, make the right grip, get the right angle. Because I know, okay, like if you have another grip, if you're at another angle, there is space or there isn't space. Just realize where you're at and figure out how to work with it.
Right.
You know, because in a live situation, there's either gonna be a lot of pressure, no pressure. You're not gonna have that perfect depth.
Right.
You know, so
Right.
if you're there,
It
and you need
very
to
rarely
adjust-
goes perfect, right? Like the
Exactly.
move was shown
Dude,
by
it
the
never-
coach, you know?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, not at
like
all.
it really ever does. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's the funniest thing about it. Like, everybody's such a stickler. Like, you got to do this, you got to do that, and it's like,
Yeah. I just say like, listen, you don't have to do this, but if
Yeah.
you don't, this could happen.
Yeah.
And if they know that, it's like, okay, I'm running the risk. If it fails, I have to be okay with it. I'm fighting from this situation now.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
You know, if not, and I address it, okay, now we're good.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Is this match coming up in the gi or no gi?
It's no gi. We switched it. It was gi at first, but we talked at the bar, and fucking we switched it right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just like in my head, like one, I want to do mostly no gi, and then also at the same time, it was just more like, I mean, our styles are.
He's
way
the no-gi
fitting.
guy. Kirk's the guy that wants to do gi matches.
Yeah, dude, Kirk
Really?
is fucking crazy.
Yeah, Kirk
I don't
hates
know why.
no-gi.
Yeah,
And his is a no gi match against
No, it's a-
Matthias?
No,
or-
it's a gi match.
Oh, wow. Okay.
yeah. Matthias better than me. I would have told him motherfucker no gi only.
It's gi match, and I think it's because that Battlesman tournament was in the gi.
Yeah, it
originally.
wasn't a gi.
Yeah. I remember that match. I was at that card.
Yeah.
It was a good match, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good night.
Yeah.
It was a crazy fucking night.
Yeah, there should be a lot of good matches on that card, man. I'm very excited about it.
Me too.
Sure,
There's
we
some
have
fucking
another
cats.
guy from our team, Jeremy.
Jeremy.
The guy we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier. He's on the same card. He has a pretty tough opponent.
Yeah.
But even with him, it's more like, listen, we go out there, we get the information, we're coming back to train.
Yeah.
You know, just
Yeah.
go out and have fun.
Right.
Like I'm always preaching to these guys. What do I always say?
What
What do I care about?
Oh, it's not about winning or losing. It's just about performing.
Right.
I think that's the biggest thing.
I emphasize that a lot.
And that
Because
helps
you'll get
them.
guys that'll just be so fixated on either not losing
Yeah.
or winning.
And that helps so much.
You
Like,
know, I was like, listen, dude, I don't give a shit if you win or lose, but I give a shit if you perform well.
Yeah.
yeah,
you know.
that helps a lot.
Sometimes I say it nice, other times be like, just don't act like a bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Go out there, fucking go out with your balls hanging. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Straight up.
If you lose, just fucking lose. Like,
Yeah.
that's how I feel. Don't lose.
You got to
scared.
take the L,
Yeah,
right?
don't lose
Yeah,
scared.
bro.
Don't
Yeah.
lose scared.
I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you don't get fucking hurt
Yeah.
competing, like, what's the loss?
Yeah.
Because, like, competing itself makes you so much better.
It does.
You know, and I always, and I was just having this conversation the other day. I was like, I think a lot of people are better than me that I roll with and skill wise and stuff like that, but I just compete and I have that mindset. Like that's different from yours, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't really care about winning or losing. Like, of course I want to win and I get upset when I lose. But also at the same time, like in the grand scheme of things, like fucking I'm only a purple belt. Like
Yeah.
one, like you
Got
know
a
what I'm
long
saying?
ways to go, right?
I got a long way to go. I want to compete to the day I drop. Like
Yeah.
I want to like my goal in life is to be like fucking 80 years old, still training.
Yeah.
And I'd say, fuck it, I'm gonna do black belt adult division if that's still the thing. Like, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Just to get my ass whooped and just see where I'm at. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, it's just like you're still competing, you're getting better. Your prep, the way you switch your mind when you train, when you're coming up on a competition,
Right.
and then when you actually compete, you know what you did good, you know what you did bad at, you know what you need to work on, you know what you don't need to necessarily work on. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that mindset itself already is going to make you so much better. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like,
Yeah.
if you take the L, just don't be scared. Like,
With,
you know what I'm
with the right encouragement, like it should light a fire under your ass whether you win or lose.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, and I always say, like, I'm usually typically more upset about my wins than when I lose. When I lose, I'm like, honestly, after I had that super fight with Josh for the belt and I lost, I was pretty happy with myself. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But there's wins that I've had and I was pissed. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, fuck this. Like,
Yeah.
I should have did this. I should have did that. Like, why didn't I finish him sooner? Like, shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Lost. But yeah.
Yeah. So talk about turning it on, right? Turning on the switch.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit before the show
Yeah.
about how you like to kind of do that.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about it, and like, is there a certain zone? Is there a certain song you need? Like, I mean, what is the exact way you do it?
It's
'Cause
more
different.
it's more necessarily like a thing where like I get to the point like I try not to do it super close to the match because I already roll like an asshole. A lot of people don't like rolling with me because I don't believe in dirty moves.
Yeah.
Like I will wrist lock the dog shit out of you and not give a fuck if
Yeah.
it's your first day. I
Yeah.
really don't care. Like I'm not gonna rip it, but like I don't care. And I have accidentally broken some people off before. we're not getting into
You
this.
learn the easy way or you learn,
Learn
the
the
hard
hard
way.
way.
That's how I feel. Like, you know what I mean? Because that's how I learn. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know. But I feel like when it comes to the switch, like I try to do it like right before my match, where I'm like, all right, it's time. It's game day. It's time
Yeah.
to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not too early in the day if I'm competing though. Like
Right.
typically, like after my last warm up, because I usually warm up about 2-3 times now. So after my last warm up, like right before, where like it's about 15 minutes till I like we gotta lock in right now. Like
Yeah.
we gotta go. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's more of that. It's just more telling myself, like, let's just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Nothing else matters right now. It's just go out there, don't be afraid to win, and fucking go do it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I think it's more like that more than anything.
Do you attribute your experience in multiple different sports to like, you know, a lot of people
Yeah.
they get so nervous, you know, and they
Yeah.
can't really do it, but maybe they haven't played as many sports. Like,
Yeah, I think it would definitely help because I actually just fucking thought it. I don't know why this dude came up in my head right now when you said that, but it's funny. It's this dude Joey that I used to train with at Charles Gracie, and it was my very first tournament, and he was like, "Are you nervous right now?" And I was like, "Brother, no, because like I played on ESPN in the national championship before.
Yeah.
What the fuck is there to be nervous about right now?" I was like, as long as I don't go viral, like for the wrong reason,
right?
what's there to really be nervous for? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? We do this shit every day. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely think football, like being on that big stage, and I play corner too.
Right.
So it's just me and a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And I would mostly play.
You're getting exposed if you
Yeah.
did something wrong.
And the way my teams were set up, I would just play man.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really run zone like at all, like
Yeah.
ever in my life when I
Right.
started playing corner. So it was really like I'm already used to that big stage. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because honestly, bro, there's nothing scarier in this fucking world when you're 5'7" and this motherfucker is 6'5".
Yeah.
And the ball's in the air.
Right.
And you got to do something. Like,
Yeah.
there's nothing
Oh,
fucking.
yeah,
and
dude.
everybody can see you. Your girl's in the stands. Your mom's in the stands.
You're on TV,
My dad's in the
right?
stands. You're on fucking TV. It's broadcasted live. It's not like you can go anywhere because you live on fucking campus. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? There's nothing more scarier than that. Like, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? So it's like, really, in reality, like, yeah, I still have those competitive nerves, but there's nothing more scary than that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I competed in a tournament early 2000s, 2006,
Mm-hmm.
2007, somewhere in there. And I remember it was my first tournament ever.
Yeah.
And I was talking to two of our friends that were there, Bobby Curley, Greg Salati.
Nice.
And they both wrestled for, I mean, all growing up and everything like that. So I
Yeah.
remember talking to them. I was like, hey, how are you guys feeling? They're like, Psh, just another day.
Just a fucking tournament.
Just a
bro.
tournament, bro. No, it's not even that big.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that mentality, like I didn't have that because I didn't play or I didn't wrestle as long as they did growing up. So it was a little bit different, you know. We were all young, but
that's where the experience comes in.
Yeah.
No,
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? Experience definitely helps.
Yeah.
If you don't put yourself in that kind of trial by fire, then you're never gonna know.
Right.
And I think that's gonna be a bother in the future for a lot of more jiu-jitsu guys because you're starting to get like more guys who like played a sport growing up. Like, and it doesn't really matter what sport because the biggest thing in competition is really nerves.
Yeah, you're starting to see transitions now.
Yeah, you're starting to see some real athletic motherfuckers get in this shit and like, oh, I could do this. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think like the dudes coming in from like football, basketball, something like that, and they're just not nervous and they're more athletic than you.
Yeah.
And they know a couple good things.
It's different, yeah.
You're gonna start fucking some people up that are pretty fucking good. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, look at the guys at CJI that just wrestled and they fucking went. That one dude who went the distance with Philippe Andrew. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. He's like a multiple-time black belt world champion. And
didn't Philippe Andrew just test positive?
He did.
I heard that.
He tested positive for what?
For some steroids.
Yeah.
Shout out to USADA.
Yeah.
And
They popped
honestly,
him.
I was pretty excited about his match.
Yeah.
He was going
crazy.
against David Asari from New Wave.
Yeah.
AOJ would have had 4 people compete
Oh,
in that
because he was doing the British card,
the
right?
Polaris.
Yeah, the Polaris. Damn, they test for that?
Apparently,
I guess so.
USADA was involved.
And Owen Lively makes it?
I guess so.
I guess so.
He's clean. Well, he did judo his whole life, so that makes sense why he looks like that. Okay.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense. He's fucking yoked.
Honestly, man, I had seen some clips. Hitting a man with his own move named after him is nasty work.
Nasty work. Crazy.
Shout out to Tynan Darpa.
Yeah.
That is just crazy.
Tynan's badass, dude.
Dude, I was such a Tynan fan.
Yeah.
Until Jansen.
And I'm a big Tarek Hopstock fan.
Yeah.
Like I've been following him since he was a purple belt.
Yeah.
Like I fucking I hit the Tarek plot all the time. Invented my own variation.
Yeah.
Called it G-Lock.
Yeah.
And fucking man, I seen that. My heart kind of sank. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie. Yeah, it was sad.
Yeah, and people were like,
Like, how you gonna do this man like that?
This is so much respect. I respect
In
him so much.
it-
I hit his
in it-
own move, motherfucker. No, that's not respect. That's the most amount of disrespect. If I invented something, you
And
hit it
that's
on me,
and
brother.
he did it in his home country.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, man.
we got to talk after the match, bro.
Right.
Yeah, we're not going to the club together after, bitch. Like,
Yeah, it's on now,
yeah,
motherfucker.
but fuck you, bro. Like
Hey,
what?
man, honestly, that was pretty sick.
Yeah.
Do you follow the competitive grappling scene pretty deep?
Yeah, I'm starting to now. You know what's crazy? When I first came over, I used to not at all.
Yeah.
I used to totally be like, I don't want to see anything jiu-jitsu wise until what's it called. But I think what really did it was Leandro Lowe before he died.
Yeah.
Like right before he died, I was like started to watch him. I'm like, oh, I like his style. Like it's very basic.
Yeah.
It was very basic. Like he do the same shit.
Yep.
It's the basic shit that you learn in your first day of jiu-jitsu, and he was
Right.
killing people with it.
Yeah.
And once he died, I was like, damn. But that sort of kind of like triggered something in my brain for some reason, really started watching. And then like started being fans of a couple people, but now I'm just more like, all these motherfuckers are a piece of shit. My favorite guy right now is Craig Jones, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Craig
Craig Jones.
Jones.
Yeah. Nothing better than watching like one of his fucking like seminars where he's just fucking dicking around and bench presses people off him. I love that.
What's your take on the Gabby Garcia Craig Jones match? How did you feel about it? Did you enjoy it?
I mean, it's what I expected. Like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, she's a big woman, but she's still a woman. No offense to girls, that might piss some people off, but like, it's like she's still a girl, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
She really didn't have a chance in the match, right?
I enjoyed it.
No,
I
I mean,
enjoyed
I
it.
loved it. I mean, I loved the walkout though. The walkout was crazy. I love that. That shit was crazy.
You want to talk about a build-up, man. Their interview with Hanato Laranja, man.
Dude.
Yeah.
They're pulling out butt
Him with the
plugs and
mic
shit.
during the match
Dude,
was pretty fucking hilarious.
He's fucking hilarious. I
Yeah.
like him a lot. That fool.
He's been around forever, dude, doing those
Hella long.
YouTube skits.
Yeah,
right?
He's like the original jiu-jitsu troll.
Yeah.
I just found out like the other day, he was the guy who did that Joe Rogan skit about the weed thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was him
Yeah.
until like the other day. I just put 2 and 2 together.
Oh,
So
shit.
I just went on a deep dive with him. And it's one where he's like at this 10th planet school and he's fucking showed up in his gi.
Following around Joe Rogan.
Dude, and this motherfucker has like 11 stripes on his fucking black belt. And what is it? 17-time world champion.
Yeah.
I love that so much.
He did that. A lot of people thought it was like real for so long, where he went in and he interrupted Eddie Bravo during a class.
Yeah, people
and
thought that
Eddie
shit was
Bravo
real.
and him got into it, and he chokes out Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh my god, did you see that?" But
Yeah.
at the time, it was a skit. No one
Yeah.
knew.
Having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before the
Yeah,
internet.
who would have known?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy he came back because that motherfucker is funny, and I hope he sticks around.
Yeah.
He is fucking hilarious,
I think
bro.
he will. He's not getting canceled anytime soon.
Yeah, and I think the whole cancel thing's fucking over with. So
You know, and I think especially nowadays that social media and everything's getting even bigger and better.
Yeah.
And, you know, like YouTube's so much more predominant. Like nowadays, this is where he's going to strive.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
like,
yeah.
he's about to pop
He was,
off.
he was definitely ahead of his time.
yeah,
dude.
way ahead of his
Like
time.
you have classic interviews with him and Chris Weidman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it was real or not, but when Nate tried to beat his ass at a convention or whatever.
That one might have been real.
I
think it was real. I
That
think-
one was real
know,
because
Nate
Nick
did-
was
I think it
supposed
was
to
real.
fight him at that point.
Yeah,
So that one got a little out of hand.
But,
yeah, definitely.
You know?
that shit wasn't working.
yeah.
Now with how social media is working, I'm sure he's thriving.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Definitely, for sure.
This is the kind of world he needs to be in.
Definitely.
So we like to play a little game on the show. I'm gonna actually have Alika help me out with
Yeah,
this.
there you go.
Overrated, underappreciated. Sometimes we throw out UFC fighters. Sometimes we throw out grapplers. You never know who's gonna come up. And the cool thing is, you don't have to explain why.
Oh, I will.
You can if you want to, but
I
it's
de-
completely up to you.
I definitely will explain why. I'll
I
tell you
don't
exactly
even know if
fucking
I want to
why.
play this with this guy. Jesus.
So I'll start it off with an easy one. Somebody that had a really good performance at ADCC, Jay Rodriguez.
So anybody who competed, this is gonna be hot. Anybody who competed at ADCC this past year needs an asterisk by their name.
Yeah.
Anybody who won needs an asterisk. Now Jay, I think he's rated perfectly where he is because he still did his shit,
Yeah.
especially the way he performed from the time before I think he got bounced out in the first round last
Right.
time, I want to say. From doing that to like still making the finals and having a tough match against
John Carlo, yeah.
I think that he's rated pretty good, but for the most part, anybody who won ADCC this year, you low-key need an asterisk by your shit.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
CJ kind of fucked a lot of shit up.
Yeah, it really did.
Well, let's talk about Mika Galval, right? Mika Galval's chanting around with that gold medal. Well, if Cade Rotolo was around or any Rotolo,
Fuck that.
right?
Andrew Tackett.
Yeah.
I want to see him fight Andrew
Yeah,
Tackett now.
that would be a good match.
I want to see him fight Andrew Tackett and the CJ Rosa, and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. I like Mika a lot. Like, I'm not saying anything, but like, no offense. He fought a 45-year-old man with kids.
Oh, Wagner.
Yeah.
Bruh, his kids are older than
Yeah.
Mika. Like, you know, and no offense, like, I get it. He's still a legend. He's still
Yeah.
great. But at the same time, like, brother, like, that's who you fought in your finals match. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you're not fighting the big dogs. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Have you noticed Mika Galval's been doing a lot of like, I guess TikTok videos with his girl?
Really?
Those things are driving me crazy, bro.
I have not seen
They're
that.
cringeworthy.
I'm not gonna comment on it
none of
because I was already called a hater.
Oh,
before.
really?
I was called a hater by some people
Wow.
for saying like this is very fucking cringy.
Hey, you
yeah,
know,
it's just cringe.
let them live, man.
Yeah, they're
Let
young.
'em live.
You got to
Let
think
'em
these
live.
motherfuckers are like fucking what 19, 20. So hey, they're living life. They're just fucking
They're having fun.
two
with
world
it.
champs.
Yeah,
like, you know.
fucking Olympic world champ and ADC.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hard.
Who's gonna tell them this just fucking sucks?
Yeah, I can't really say that to their face. You know, they're gonna fuck me up. You know what I mean? They'll realize later in life though.
Right,
Hey,
right.
you know, as long as they keep it the way they're going, I think they'll be fine.
And it's the new generation. They like
Yeah.
fucking making reels, doing TikToks and shit. So this is part of that. Like, you know.
Yeah, it's something about it, man. So we've had just over the past couple days, there was a lot of drama with that one championship match with Mikey Musameshi and Cade Rotolo. First,
Yeah.
Cade pulls out.
Yeah.
Then they offer Mikey another fight.
Yeah.
He doesn't make weight or hydration.
Yeah, I forgot they do hydration too.
Yeah,
And-
I guess they stripped him, right?
Yeah, they stripped him of the belt.
That's fine. He'll
And
fuck
he ended up being in the hospital. I don't know if you guys saw what he accumulated it to. He said he was doing the Hicks and Gracie breathing techniques.
yeah.
And he got air into his chest. So I guess it's very rare to happen, but he had air in his chest. They had to somehow alleviate that. Probably put a tube somewhere.
dead ass.
Probably some
Yeah.
air
And
out.
he claims he was doing just Hicks and Gracie breathing techniques.
Damn, that's crazy. He probably was doing it so serious because I think he's autistic. So
Yeah.
he
He
probably
keeps
took that
saying
shit.
it.
So, brother, him and Gordon Ryan are
we
the two most autistic
we
people
all have
I've ever
our
seen.
opinions. I'm not gonna say shit because I don't want to get canceled.
I will die on that hill. Both the motherfuckers are autistic. They're both extremely smart in one fucking thing.
And a year apart.
And yeah,
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, they're a year apart.
Yep.
They
Apparently.
they both take shit.
Yeah.
They definitely do. Because Mikey, you don't
You think
fuck-
Mikey takes shit?
No, he said
He said
he doesn't.
flat out that he doesn't to
That he doesn't.
Demetrius Johnson, and he said he can feel when he trains with people when they do.
Yeah, I can
like
feel when they do.
instantly.
For sure. For sure.
Like I said, it's always questionable with somebody who looks the way they look their entire life. They get to 27, and then 3 to 4 months later, they look like a completely different person.
Yeah.
It's hard to...
He's got a weird like
You know what I
training
mean?
regimen for one, and then his diet's so strange with the pizza and pasta.
And that too, and he still sticks by that diet, and just understanding strength and conditioning the way that I understand it. Like, I understand shit can happen. Like, because some people think I take shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I never did or never have. Like, you know what I'm saying? I definitely will when I'm 70 though.
Yeah.
But fucking, it's just like understanding athletes and being around athletes my entire life.
Right.
Like, it's really hard to be. It would be really hard for me right now at this very moment to transition my body to something completely different in 3 months.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, also at the same time, to his credit, his job is to train.
Right.
So that definitely could be the case. But at the same time, like, brother, you're 27.
That's what
It's gonna be
I
very
feel
difficult.
like it is. If you take Mika for example, right? He's been training since he was a kid, and he still is a kid. So if you give him another 5 to 10 years, if there is no break, he's not.
Yeah.
There's going to be no discrepancy. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Right.
Whereas the same with Mikey, he's just been small his whole life.
Yeah.
So if his diet regimen has been pasta and pizza since he was fucking 13
Yeah.
years old,
Yeah.
it's going to stay because it's been working
yeah.
this whole time.
No, definitely.
Yeah.
And he's never had a break. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I mean, fuck, isn't he a lawyer or some shit?
I don't
No,
know.
his
You-
sister's
His
a lawyer.
sister's
His
a lawyer,
sister's
yeah.
a lawyer. That's fucking crazy. They're both.
They're both highly
both
intelligent,
fucking
yeah.
smart as shit.
And he's a twin too. That's
Yeah.
why another thing why
Right.
I think he's autistic.
Yeah.
He's a twin because there's always one. There's always one retarded twin.
Yeah.
Dead ass. It's true with twins.
I got a lot at the gym.
There's always one retarded.
They don't
twin
have
out
they don't
there.
have the same parents, but they're all fucking.
They're
all
all
there.
there.
With twins, something usually happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's fucking true. Look at some twins that you know. Trust me.
Alika, I'm gonna give you a chance to fire off a couple at Will.
Oh, okay. Overrated, underrated. Let's see. Let's throw an MMA fighter out there. Israel Adesanya.
That's a good one.
That is, you know.
Like we're talking about like currently.
I mean, just of you underrated.
Like my
overrated.
opinion on
yeah,
him.
your opinion on
I
him.
think he's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made too much money. He fucking like, and not saying to diss him, but like he made a lot of money. He fucking those Pierre fights. He was fucking taking some shit. Like you know what I'm saying?
He's
Yeah.
honestly gone through some wars.
He's
Yeah.
gone through some wars. Like he's 36 now. I didn't realize how old he was.
He's
until
getting up there now, yeah.
Until they put up the side by side when they said Drakus was 30 and he's 36. Bruh, he's fucking old. And
Yeah.
he has over 100 and something combat matches, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage. And he boxed.
Yeah.
Ultimate brain damage.
He had
Like,
a
you know what I'm saying?
career. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a great career. I just
Yeah.
think he's falling off. I think he's done. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I sort of kind of
Yeah.
like
There's gonna be that new wave of fighters,
Yeah.
next generation coming in.
because you could tell like even in the Drakus fight, like he had some moments where like, oh shit, like this is Izzy's spot. Like he has him in pocket, and then like you could see him getting out of pocket a
Right.
lot. And it's like it's different. It's
Yeah,
not like the
it's
old
not the
Izzy.
same one,
Like
yeah.
because Paulo Costa, like he doesn't have the exact same style as Drakus, but he definitely has a blitzing style
Mm-hmm.
like that, you know. And I would expect if somebody's running at Israel Adesanya full speed, I will fully expect him to be able to set something up to knock this.
You would
motherfucker
think,
out.
right?
And the way he got choked.
Yeah.
It's not like it was under the neck.
Yeah.
It was a fulcrum choke. It
Yeah.
was the same choke Connor got hit with.
Yep.
And usually when guys get hit with that fulcrum choke, it's usually
Hasn't he
a
been
telltale
hit
sign.
with that again? Like twice? That was two.
Who, Izzy?
I thought Izzy got hit with that one more time by somebody.
No,
not sure.
I think he got close with Jan.
Okay,
but he
yeah.
was still a dog then. Like he was young then.
Yeah.
That was during COVID.
Oh, yeah,
still.
that's
like,
right.
That was
Wow.
like he's probably like 32, 33 at that time. You
Yeah.
know, but get 3-4 years.
These years go
after that.
quick in the fight game.
Yeah, honestly,
Yeah,
I was
bro.
just thinking about
Dude's
that. They had a
dropped.
promo or something, and it was the lead up to the Drakus fight.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, he had a 5-year reign." I'm like, "Damn, 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy."
Yeah.
Like, think about it. It doesn't seem that long when him, Kamaru, and Francis were like the guy. That
Right.
seems like it was just fucking yesterday.
Yeah.
And that was like a while ago.
Francis has been gone for a while now. Though.
Hey, you
Yeah,
know?
isn't he supposed
Yeah.
to fight some?
I think he is. Who's he supposed to fight? I can't-
Some dude out of fucking Bellator.
Oh yeah, that dude's
Some
big, man.
big
He's a
old dude.
heavyweight that could do a backflip. Like he's like 6'7" and
yo,
can flip a backflip.
And he's Brazilian.
So he's going
Yeah.
back in MMA, huh?
Yeah.
So,
Nice. I didn't even hear about that.
And he's Brazilian, so he knows on that shit. On that
Oh yeah,
shit.
he's on that sauce.
You know
He's
them-
on
you
that
know-
acai,
You
dog.
know them Brazilians love that
Acai
acai,
and
dog.
Jesus.
Brother, they love that shit.
You know what I'm
Bro.
saying?
What's your thoughts on Sean Strickland? Overrated, underappreciated?
I don't think he's that good.
You don't think he's that good?
As a full MMA guy, I think, like, don't get me wrong, he went on his win streak, but also whenever he fights really good guys, you know, he fought Izzy sort of at that tail end, you know, something clearly happened to Izzy before
Yeah.
that fight. But, like, even then, like, something about his style just bothers me, I
Yeah.
think, more than anything. But also, like, I wouldn't say he's not that good. I shouldn't say that. That's fucking bad to say. I just think when it comes to elite level MMA guys, like, I think of, like, the prime Volkanovskis, Max
Yeah.
Holloways,
Yeah.
Islam, Habib, people like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kamaru in his prime, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, okay, he's that. But if you put Kamaru Usman at 185, the same Kamaru Usman who fought Hamza on 2 weeks' notice, who would win that fight?
Dude,
Like,
he
genuinely.
impressed me against Kamzat, you know?
Honestly,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Usman looked good.
Yeah, Usman
Yeah.
looked
Yeah.
good against that. And Sean Strickland was a 185 champion.
Yeah.
So Kamaru, 2 weeks' notice, that same Kamaru who fought Hamza.
Yeah.
A week notice,
Yeah.
me. On a week notice who fought Hamza.
At a different
you-
weight class,
And
too.
you put
Yeah.
Sean Strickland against him when he had his title. Who would win that fight? Genuinely.
Yeah.
It'd be Kamaru all day, every day.
Oh, yeah, the
He'd
wrestling. The wrestling.
He already beat the dog shit out of
Yeah.
him. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he can't get past that jab. Like, you know, I think the style that he had against Izzy was really good because Izzy doesn't do good against, like, if you look at the Yoel Romero fight, you get a guy that does that Philly shell in MMA. Izzy doesn't do good on that because he can't pop off. Sean Strickland had a great game plan. I think that's just genuinely what happened. He just had a good game plan for that day. But I guarantee if they fight again, I bet you Izzy beat his ass. Even after I just said, like, Izzy fucking probably falling off right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would definitely. I think Sean Strickland. What I appreciate about his style is he doesn't change it.
No,
Right?
it's the same
he,
shit.
He's gonna live and die by that
Yeah.
that sword. You know.
Yeah, and if you get somebody that wrestles,
Yeah, it's gonna be a different day for him.
Look what Drake did to him. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like,
I actually thought Sean Strickland won that fight against Drake.
really?
In my opinion, yeah.
He does though. I mean, it was very close. I just think the wrestling.
Yeah.
The wrestling. And Drake has that style where it's like, if you're judging, if you watch him in person fight, I feel like the way he runs at people, if you get in a fight, if you see a fight on the street and you see a guy running at somebody and swinging, you're thinking he's winning that fight. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, because he's more aggressive.
Right.
And he takes that doubt completely out from the judges. Like, you know what I'm saying? And in MMA, it's about control, pacing, all that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? He controls that better than anybody.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. What are your thoughts on Levi Jones Leary?
I really like him.
Yeah.
I really like him. I like him when he was in the Geese still too. Fucking when was he training in New York in that one thing? And then they were fucking taking showers in the middle of rounds for whatever fucking reason.
That Unity.
That's
That
crazy.
World's vlog.
I think that might have been the first flow grappling documentary I watched.
Really?
Yeah, when I first started
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu. I think that was the first one I ever watched was the Levi Jones Leary one.
Yeah.
And
What is
thought
it called? The
was
New Guard
The
or
New
something?
Guard.
Yeah,
like
the
that?
New Guard. I think that was my very first flow documentary I fucking watched. And
Yeah.
I thought he was so dope. But even then, like, I think he's really good. I thought at CJI, like, a lot of people were complaining about his style, but understanding leg locks now.
Yeah.
Because I'll say this, a year ago, I would have a way different opinion on how, like, he got that far and, like, the judge's decisions. But now that I understand leg locks, oh, brother, he was killing shit. He was doing his shit. Like, you know what I mean? And I thought it was pretty cool when Cade fucking pulled guard
Yeah.
and that motherfucker almost passed. I'm like,
Yeah.
brother, it's a gi guy. He can pass
Yeah,
guard.
absolutely. He
can
knows his
fucking
shit.
pass. Yeah, I really like him. He's really fucking good.
Yeah.
You know, I hope he's just consistent with this and he just rides this wave because he's really fucking good.
Yeah.
I really like him.
Go ahead, Alika.
It's not over or under, but if you had a chance to, right?
Oh, Lord.
You know, open invite. You know what I mean? ADCC or CGI?
CJI.
CJ for the million?
Brother, I get.
Is that what it is?
I get 10 grand just to
Nah,
show up and get my ass
nah.
whooped. I'll go out there and get my ass whooped for 10 grand
Right.
any day of the week.
Right. The prize money, dude. Even if you win ADCC, you ain't making the money.
Brother,
Not making nearly
I
as
will
much.
fight Demetrius Johnson right now for
Yeah.
10 grand. Like, beat my ass, sir.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
Right. He's got a hell of a jiu-jitsu run. Like
Dude,
he just
I love
retired.
it.
I don't know if you guys saw, but he's
Yeah.
retired.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna say this now. He's retiring from MMA, but he's gonna make that jump into jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
100%.
Yeah,
bro.
he's definitely gonna be a staple. He's
Yeah,
gonna put his name. His longevity's still there.
Yeah,
You know,
you
he-
can kind of see that transition over the past couple years.
Yeah.
for
with
sure.
that.
And I'm sure that he's a world champion.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
UFC and fucking ONE FC, but in the jiu-jitsu community, everything's so tight knit and very intimate
Yeah.
that he's probably going to thrive and feel that love.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah, and he's gonna love the shit.
I
out
just
of
feel
People
bad.
already like him.
it. Yeah.
I just feel bad for those fucking 36-year-old dads that fucking get in the
Hey,
same bracket as
man.
that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Some
Motherfucker.
matches I would like to see him with.
Yeah.
I would, man, imagine if he was able to take a grappling match with like Barry Yoshida. Or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
dude. There's a
Honestly.
lot of good matches
Yeah.
for him.
The only thing I'm like a little worried about with him, if he really fully goes to jiu-jitsu, is his weight. 'Cause
Yeah.
that 145, 155 is the best guys in the
Yeah.
world. Probably
Oh,
pound
yeah.
for pound, legitly. So that's gonna be interesting. Like how, like if he does train this for like hella years, how would he do against Diego Pato?
Right.
Like you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
you
Like
know,
fuck.
it wouldn't.
Yeah, I
He's
want to
coming
see
up,
it though.
though, yeah.
I want to see it if he really makes that jump.
Yeah, for sure. Will, it's been awesome having you on, man, and I've really enjoyed talking to you and
Thanks
getting
for
to know
having
you a
me.
little bit more. And we're definitely rooting for you.
Appreciate it.
You know, on the 14th of September, we're gonna give you a few minutes to shout out whoever you'd like to. Kind of the floor is yours.
Shout out to my mom, my dad, JG Tracy, and everybody at JG, Alika, Javi Gomez, and everybody at JG as a whole. Kirk, DJ, even Tanogo. Yeah, everybody like that. Shout out to all my people in my life. You know who you are. Keep it real simple. And Carlos is a bitch. That's really it.
Yeah,
Like,
keep selling the fight, dog.
Carlos is a bitch. Oh, shout out Fredo too.
Yeah.
Shout out Fredo and Don.
Yeah, we're excited, man. We're definitely gonna be there rooting for you, man. And you know, it's been awesome having you on. Thank you, Alika, as well, for coming through and being on.
Hell yeah! Thanks for having me on, man.
Yeah, you're one of our favorites anyway. So in the
Thanks.
community,
Yeah.
so we like anytime you want to hop on, you're more than welcome to. But thank you very much, Will, for being on. You know, if you want to go check out his fight, go to Arte Suave. They have a pay-per-view link on their social media pages, or go in person. This one's in Sacramento, correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that Track 7 Brewery or something
Yeah.
like that.
Track
something
7.
like that.
Track 7 Brewery. I went to an event out there. It's actually pretty cool.
It looks
brewery.
cool.
So,
I'm excited for the beer.
yeah,
Oh,
you guys should have.
I'm
good
about to
time.
drink so much fucking beer.
But other than that, this has been an awesome episode. I'm Dave, and we are out.
This is Grapplers Talk.